If you're anything like me, or the 99% of CS2 players out there, you've either bought or are desperate to buy a prestigious CS2 knife, but they are just so expensive. In fact, the cheapest Karambit right now is £400. So if you don't know, I bought a £200 3D printer, and now I can have infinite CS2 knives and in real life. And I can make any CS2 knife you guys ask me to, even a blue gem Karambit worth $1.5 million. Today's challenge was a Bowie knife emerald, as suggested from one of you in my videos, and I'll show you how I get from turning this into this, as well as all the mistakes I made along the way. To 3D print something, first you need a 3D model, and the 3D model I'm looking for is a Bowie knife, but funnily enough there aren't any on the internet. But games also need 3D models, and that's where CS2 comes in handy. I have found a way to directly take the files from the game and import them into Blender, which is a 3D modeling software where I can make some changes or directly send it off to my 3D printer. The best part is the Bowie knife will be a perfect replica of in-game. All I have to do is find the file and click import, and there we go. Unfortunately, the Bowie knife is massive and it's actually bigger than my printer, so I'm going to have to find a way to print this in multiple parts. I decided the best way to do this was by removing the handle, since I wanted this in a different material anyways, and then find a way of sticking it back together afterwards. Perfect. Once I had my two separate models, I ran them through some programs to clean up the models and then sent them over to my printer. For gamma Doppler knives, I like to use transparent green filament, but this stuff is pricey, so I swapped it out for plain white to do the handle. The blade went really well, but I did have some trouble with the handle. I've just stopped the time lapse because the printer started smacking this around and it's like dislodged the bottom. So I've just covered the whole thing in masking tape and I'm trying to stick it to the base. Hopefully it doesn't knock it over now. Fat layer of tape all on the bed. I'm using tape together for neutral strength. I might add some more on the bottom. We've got to save this print. I'm already 50p down on this, so.
5 minutes later.
After that fiasco, it was time to attach the handle to the blade. Normally I use super glue, but I was worried due to the sheer size of the thing and relatively small area for sticking. I was going to need to melt the two halves together, and the best way to do this is using a soldering iron. At first, I sank the iron into the bottom whilst pushing the blade into the handle. Next, I used some extra plastic from supports as solder and filled in the gaps. It left some bumps at the connection, but nothing major, and now it's really strong. Next, I started prepping the handle for painting. 3D prints are often slightly bumpy since they're made out of layers, so my go-to is pasting on some thin wood filler and then going at it with sandpaper, and that gets a really nice smooth finish. Due to the supports I had to use on the blade, I also used some light sanding on that, just to kind of smooth it out a bit, but not too much to damage the finish. Here's me spraying on some primer. This is like a base coat that helps the paint stick. This tape is to stop the primer covering the gamma Doppler blade. If you're liking the video so far, consider being one of my first 1,000 subscribers. The button's just there. Right, back to painting. The Bowie knife has this turquoise metal handle and then a black grip, so my next challenge was to mix some paints together and try and get an accurate colour. After the first coat dried, I found out it was way too green, so I added in more blue and went in again. Much better, time for the black handle. This was really tricky, trying to avoid getting paint on the blue handle, but I got there eventually. The Bowie knife also has this bull horns logo on it, so I tried painting that on, but it looked ass. Unfortunately, the tape also didn't hold very well, and it kind of left some white primer underneath, which I had to paint over with green the best I could. I soon realised that white pen would work much better, and it did. Here's me doing the little green dot, and now all that's left is the bolts. I used silver and black marker to do that, and they look really shiny. Here's the finished product. Not bad, eh? If you want me to make one of your ideas, put the knife skin in the comments. I'll almost definitely make it. Thanks for watching till the end, and have a good rest of your day.